Welcome back to another episode of Scaranoia, and as I say it every single time, but we're back with yet another banger episode. It is I, Hugz, here beside me, Jared and Chris, as always. And today we're talking about why Jared is a flat earther. Jared, explain why you believe in the flat earth.
Whoa. Pause. I am not a flat earther. I don't believe the earth is flat.
Okay.
It very well could be. Who knows? Does anyone actually know? Because do they though?
We have sent people into space, okay?
We have sent people into space.
Okay, there's more likelihood of if we have probability type things, I'm more likely to believe the space landing is a hoax than flat Earth. I'm more likely to believe that we didn't land on the moon than that the Earth is flat. Because there's no part of flat Earth I wanted to believe. Because I watched one of these 3.5 hour long YouTube videos. And so interesting Hugz trivia no one asked for or wants. But what I do is I just listen to conspiracy theory videos or ancient alien videos or whatever random horrible YouTube Missagoss I can find. I don't know what that means, but I find whatever random stuff I can find. And one of them was this huge flat earth documentary, and I'm like, this dude believes in it so hard, and he rides for it so hard. I wanted to believe, and I'm like, I can't. I can't do it. What is just out of curiosity, because none of us believe in flat Earth, right? We're not Kyrie Irving or whatever. Isn't Kyrie the one that believed in?
AJ Styles.
I think it was Kyrie.
AJ Styles a flat Earther too.
That's depressing. No wonder I don't like him. I've never liked AJ Styles, and that just reassures me that I'm right.
I'm gonna clip that.
AJ Styles, I don't like you, and if you're a flat Earther, I don't like you even more. Bang.
That's the Eddie Guerrero fan.
Bam. Okay, Eddie Guerrero was better than AJ Styles. Well, hold on. Here's the thing, and this is a wrestling podcasting, but along the lines of that, I would say if somebody dies and they're really good, and somebody lived much longer and did stuff for much longer, would it have equaled out?
Which one was a piece of shit?
If somebody's the greatest at what they do for 3 years, and then somebody else does it for 20 years,
Jared, what was that?
Eventually, of course, it's gonna kind of.
Which one's the piece of shit and which one isn't? I feel that weighs it out too. One's still breathing, the other isn't.
This man's.
And that's phenomenal.
Okay, so anyway, moving on. What is the weirdest conspiracy theory you do believe in, Jared?
The weirdest conspiracy that I actually believe in. Define.
Is there one that's out there and you're like, but I do believe
I don't
in
think any conspiracy you believe in is weird. I think they're fun to believe, but if it's one that the broader virgin nerds on the internet would consider weird, probably is big. Would you consider Bigfoot weird? That one?
I think a lot of people don't believe in it, but I think it's pretty vanilla. I'm thinking what's something if you said you truly in your heart believe birds aren't real?
Okay.
People would think you're weird.
That, I believe that Elon Musk is a lizard person. 100%. Actually, he is not from this planet. He's not real. He's ignorant too. That's the first thing we should talk about. But the second thing is that he's not real. Have you seen him? There's no way he's real. He's either a government-controlled robot or a lizard person.
What's wild is how did Elon go from what he was to what he is now? But Mark Zuckerberg went from being weird. I thought Mark Zuckerberg was definitely an alien robot something, and he's normal now. He's out here doing jujitsu and being cool and throwing concerts and stuff, and I don't know, didn't he make a remix of a song? I gotta look this up. For his wife, he made a remix of something,
Santa Baby?
And it was hilarious.
Wasn't he on
what?
Kim Kardashian's Santa Baby? She did a version of Santa Baby. I think he was on that.
I don't know. He did. It was a remix of Get Low with T-Pain, and he calls himself Z-Pain.
Is that like when Taylor
I
Swift
think he
did the
made it
rap
like
with
for
T-Pain
his
and she
wife or
called
whatever.
herself T-Swizzle? What is with everybody like? We're gonna rap and we're gonna rap with T-Pain. Like. Oh, T-Pain's a legend, bro.
Man,
His
T-Pain's
mashup
good.
where he
I
does
love
all of
T-Pain.
his most popular songs with no auto tune, like to like the fucking like little band and everything. It's that man never needed it, but
Ghost, not a sponsor, but absolutely
I
would
haven't
be open
drank
to it. I
Ghost in
drink
forever.
more
I've been
Ghost
drinking
than
a lot of
probably anything.
Celsius. Oh,
If they gave it
yeah.
to us, we'd drink it.
Celsius.
But have you ever seen T-Pain's Twitch streams?
No, I'm not a T-Pain fan.
Bro. So, like, here's the thing. Like, even if you weren't a fan of, like, his music, like, I don't... T-Pain's not on my Spotify Wrapped, okay? But, like, he does these intros on his Twitch channel, and, like, I've seen clips of just the intros he does, but he, like, live mixes and does, like, a song with, like, his intros and stuff, and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. It's actually pretty dope. Okay, Crispy, what would you say, like, your most out there conspiracy? Like, is there one that you think people would definitely think, like, you're weird?
I 100% believe that birds are plotting against us. Like, there's no rhyme or reason why they all need to be all bunched up, flying everywhere, and sitting at the top of stores like they do, especially when it's raining out, okay? I've seen these birds, when the weather is bad, they're sitting atop of Target, just, like, plotting the world's demise. 100% there's something going on there. Like, birds are out. Yes.
So the birds,
yes,
birds
one
are
of my
out to get
irrational
you.
fears in this world is birds. Like, I mean, they're cool. Like, it's not to the point of, like, I don't know.
Is it
'cause, like,
irrational, though, is my
if
question.
there's a whole bunch flying within proximity or even walking on the ground near me, I'm gonna be like, get me away.
I think you're scared of something that I have came to realize over our almost 5 years of friendship now, Chris, is that you're scared of everything.
What do you
Like,
mean? My biggest fear is
Everything.
snakes, and like that's about it. Birds are a little bit of a fear.
Birds. We turn on like a PG-13
think-
horror movie. You're like, ooh, that's too much
What are you
blood.
talking about? I said that for Terrifier, nothing else.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I've heard you say other stuff. The substance couldn't
I didn't
handle
say I couldn't
that.
handle it. I just said body horror is not for me.
It
Like,
Body horror is not
It's
for
the
me
best.
either. I'm not a body
The
horror
best.
person. Is that like,
Yeah,
body modification
Yes.
and stuff like
Oh,
that?
it got
Like,
so hard.
like Tusk would mess me
I
up.
can't watch
Just the
Tusk.
clips I've seen of Tusk, Human Centipede, like those aren't my thing. My weirdest one, I think, is probably the dragons thing. Dragons are giants. I think people would think, because I truly, in my heart of hearts, and when I say believe, I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that dragons existed. I don't necessarily think they exist now. I'm not saying like, oh, there's dragons all over, but I'm saying like, I believe fully that at some point there were like flying lizard whatever things that existed, because all these different people talked about it. All these different people from across the world in different areas had these like stories and mythos of them. So I think they exist. Same
Can
with
you
dragons.
imagine if dragons were real?
like
though?
right now.
I do imagine it because they are real. They did exist. Or do you mean if
Yeah.
they existed
You know
currently?
how like badass that'd be, like to go outside your house
That'd be
and
wild,
like dap
dude.
up a dragon.
Dap up a dragon. Do you know how big their talons are, bro? You
I mean,
die.
that in itself would be cool. But I'm saying just like if you just walked outside and one was flying around, like I would lose it. You
I'd
think
have a
you're
heart
scared
attack.
of birds?
Dude, could you imagine how the people in West Virginia, where I live, would react if there was dragons flying around?
I need to clip that sound, and I wish I still streamed on Twitch, because I would clip that sound, and every time someone like followed the stream or something, it's like every like you can make a little audio clip for every time someone types in the chat, like, and it pops up just like Just
I
like
think
over and over
for
again
the
every time somebody
100th
chats.
episode of Scaranoia, we should go live on Twitch.
We go live before that. I mean, I'm down. I would like to go live.
Yeah.
Maybe on YouTube, Twitch, whatever. We could do, some form of live stream.
Oh, yeah,
Do like a
that'd be cool.
multicast across like YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok or whatever. Shout out to Horror Talk, especially those who might hate watch this. Appreciate you. And the number one person who I know hate watches this, Taylor Complaints. We love you, brother. I know you're not hate watching, but I just wanted to say it. But anyway, so I fully believe in that there, and I do think that's one of the ones that I think people would think is weird. So jumping to another point that is very closely tied to this, Jerry, explain to me what final girls
Okay.
are.
So, what a final girl is kind of like the last person, in
In
horror,
horror
is the
movies.
last
There we go.
person alive. Like, they're the last person kind of alive in the movie, the person that goes after the killer or killers. Think Laurie Strode, think Nancy Thompson, think Sidney Prescott, people like that.
Okay.
That's
So we are gonna talk.
So does that mean
a little
that-
bit here? Final girls.
I was gonna say that
Does
was my
it
question.
have to be a
Are
girl?
there final guys too?
yes. But if you think of horror movies, how many final guys really are there? Like, honestly,
It's just like Scream Queens.
Yeah.
It's like a
Okay.
trope. Because when you say Final Girls, I think
Yeah,
Scream
that's
Queens.
pretty
That's
much
what
what
I
it
think.
is.
At least
Pretty
like
much
that's
what
what
it
they
is.
were called. What okay, so when you say this, I'll have much less to contribute than you will. But immediately I do think Laurie Strode because I think Halloween. But that's like the
sure.
most like name me a bigger, more famous one.
Sidney Prescott.
From what series? From Scream?
Yes.
How is that bigger than
Because
Halloween?
it's
well-
over.
You may think it's a better franchise. I don't think it's a bigger franchise.
Shall we pull up box office?
I would be interested in box office across all of the films and comparative to time because the first Halloween, the box office would have been massive comparatively if we do a comparative
But
to
I also
time.
feel like the first
Something we need to
Halloween
look up.
would have, because of the timing, would have made less because of the
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You have to attribute it for time because of,
Okay.
prices would have been way less then. That's what I'm saying. Like, we would have to have it normalized in some way to determine box office sales, which they do that pretty often because that's how they compare things now. They don't compare everything by like dollar for dollar. They do, but they also say like, comparatively, what dollar for dollar. But I would be curious just because there have been a lot of Scream movies too. Because then what about Saw? Saw has to be up there as well then because they've had so many movies that have been
For
mainstream.
Sure. I don't know. I'm gonna look here while we're talking. What's the biggest box office horror franchise?
I would think Halloween. It's got to be one of the big because Scream definitely is popular, but you also got to think
Scream's
it had a
also carried
TV
over
show
like
as well.
but
like
30 years, like from the 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Now we're getting into the 2020s, so
Halloween goes
But I'm
back
talking
further than that though.
consistency on building, because they're on what, Scream 7 now they're working on. From
How many Halloweens have there been? There's been like 7.
Okay, so the highest grossing horror franchise is one that's kind of bullshit. The Conjuring.
Is it Friday the 13th? Oh, Conjuring. Conjuring. Oh my God. All right, are we gonna have this argument? Because I love the
I
Conjuring.
hate it, man.
You don't like. I was gonna say you don't like spiritual horror though, and I love demonology. I love all that type of stuff. Because that's the same thing. Paranormal Activity. You hate Paranormal
I
Activity.
love Conjuring 2. The Conjuring 2 is phenomenal. I will say that much.
That's the first one with the
that's
nun
on my
character,
list
right?
is to like go through and watch all the Conjurings,
that one's really good.
Annabelles and stuff, so I can like, because I've only seen like 1 or 2, but like those are crazy for sure. Like spiritual horror is like
Allegedly,
spiritual horror is one of those that like
Good.
really like, I don't know, because I'm heavy. I believe in believe in ghosts. I believe in spirits. I believe in like all of that. So it's like seeing stuff like that. I'm just like it's more scary to me
What
than
about
some.
demons?
What is that? 100%.
Do you believe in
100%.
demons?
So that stuff to me is scarier than any serial killer movie you'll ever watch. Like, but Jared doesn't get scared.
I will
So
say,
I love that. I'm into that. I'm
comparing
into that.
Scream and Halloween, Scream is the 7th most like biggest box office horror franchise, and then Halloween is the 11th.
where is Nightmare on Elm Street?
11th. See, I'm shocked by that. I would think
Top 6.
because you think
Not in the
horror
top 20.
characters, and I would think Michael Myers. I would think Michael Myers is more famous than Ghostface.
I don't know. I feel like so before Scream 5 that came out in 2022, yes. But I feel like with Scream 5 and like him being in Dead by Daylight. I mean, Michael was in Dead by Daylight too, but Scream was the more hyped to be in Dead by Daylight. Scream is bigger than Halloween. Like it is. Like more people know Scream than Halloween nowadays because of how terrible, terrible, terrible that trilogy Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends was. Like how one of the worst trilogies in movie history
The remake.
killed that franchise.
H2O. I liked
liked
H2O. Yeah.
H2O.
Josh Hartnett's always great to me.
I mean, that's why I said I liked it. I'm not saying it was like, whatever, but I liked it. A lot of sequels I don't like at all. So even saying I like something is kind of a big
the
thing.
single highest grossing just standalone horror movie of all time, 2017's It.
So what would that be considered? Because like, final
Group?
What?
Because there was a girl in there.
final boys,
Yeah,
final guys, final.
I guess so. Because you got to think
final
about the
group.
amount of horror movies there are where it's not just one singular person. It's either a duo or a group. And I feel like you see that more than more.
Yeah.
Final Girls and Scream Queens are more online with slashers. That's more along what a Final Girl is. It's more. I mean, yeah, there is Final Girls in other movies technically, but the term is mostly used when talking about like like your Halloweens, your Friday 13th, your Nightmares, your Final, like your slasher films.
You know what you didn't name? What you named all those?
There's my conspiracy, okay? Jared's a fake Scream.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. That's the biggest conspiracy, is that Jared doesn't actually like Scream. That is the biggest conspiracy. Speaking of conspiracies, before we get back into Final Girls real quick, I don't know that I can believe anything you say, Chris. I don't know. I can believe anything you can say. Anybody who watched that last episode, okay, if you didn't watch last week, there was two of you, okay? There was two of you, and then in the end, you disappeared. So, who came back?
And also,
Which me?
Also, I will say this: since we filmed the last episode of the podcast, Chris hasn't been the same.
What are you talking about? I haven't been the same.
You've been different. You've been weird.
Whoa, no,
You've been believing in flat Earth.
I do not.
It's crazy.
What I want to know, Jared, what about this changed since
as long
we
as
filmed
it's not
that
me.
episode?
There's been so much.
We could spend 4 or 5 hours talking about the things that have changed.
He wrote a 37-page paper about why he loves pineapple on pizza.
Okay.
37 pages.
I wrote a 37-page paper.
No, you
about
read
what?
it.
He also
About why pineapple deserves to be on pizza.
He also
Then why'd you write a 37-page paper?
He also said he loves the Creature Pod as well.
What?
I heard that on TikTok. Moving forward, I just want to know.
There was one me. That was a glitch on your side.
That's what I want to know.
Mr. Editor.
Was
it
saw
though?
that
because there were definitely two of you.
I understand if it's the same camera. That was two different, and it scared me because I was like, "Who crept in there?" But it's just
Who came
me.
back?
It's just me.
Who came back?
It's just Chris. Okay, I'm just Chris.
Who came back? Who came back?
I don't believe it.
Who's just Chris? Which one? Are you sure? You're gonna. Next thing you know, it's gonna be we're just Chris.
This might just be
He's gonna change it.
Cameraman Chris. Honest.
It could be. This could be Cameron. This could be Cameron himself. This could be Cameron. Never know. Okay. OMG, it's the other Crispy. The dupla Chris.
I got no answers. Okay.
The Crystal
We'll see
Ganger.
what comes when this episode's over.
Doppel Crystal. Doppel Christen something. Anyway, Final Girls. The only one that I really know of that I would talk about would be Laurie Strode from Halloween. I would love people in the comments, anybody who is watching this or listening to it on Spotify. I'd be very curious, just anecdotally, if people think that they believe that Scream is more popular than Halloween, or that any franchise is more popular than Halloween when it comes to like traditional horror movies. I'm just curious because when I think like Final Survivor people, I think Laurie Strode, and then there's one other character, but I don't know that it counts because it's a zombie. Simon Pegg surviving out of his group or whatever. Like I definitely think of him, but yeah. Laurie Strode is number one. I think of somebody, fighting adversity, or I can't even remember her name, the girl who survives from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Sally
She goes
Harding.
through hell. Yeah, she goes through hell. That's a wild journey, watching everybody get destroyed and then her living in the end, kind of going crazy almost. So.
I mean, I don't know. I gotta stick true to my favorite series. And when Jared said that this wasn't even the top 20, I think we should cancel the box office themselves, because to not have Nightmare on Elm Street in the top 10 of no. But Nancy Thompson is it for me. Phenomenal and early on, and then her semi reprisal and Wes Craven's A New Nightmare, when it was kind of like a fourth wall break, because it was about the actress playing Nancy Thompson, but it was really about like her and her child facing Freddy like in real life, and it was so good. But that's my favorite. But also I think, I don't know, Sidney Prescott holds a close second, because the longevity of the character, the multiple, look. I feel like my issue with Laurie Strode is that it's just it didn't
sucks.
need to be the other three films. They did not need a Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. I agree with Jared on that part. Those were absolute unnecessary, and I feel like that was just a cash grab. Like, they were trying to
How much of horror isn't a cash grab?
How much
though?
is
I feel
all
like
media?
so many.
All media is cash grabs. I mean,
Yeah, true. But I'm just saying, like, movies in general, once you get to
but,
so
like,
many,
why-
it's a cash grab.
Why bank off this series that should have ended forever ago? Like, I'm not saying that the Halloween series is horrible. There's a few in there that I enjoyed. H2O for sure was like one of.
Halloween 3. The go.
You made me watch that during Halloween, and I was not happy. Like,
I know this is a weird way to
Yeah.
scratch your head, but
right?
it's just how
But,
I
like,
grew up doing it. Just,
Halloween 3 messes with you, because when you're really like, it's horrible, but like, just, I don't know, something about it.
It's terrible. It's horrible. It smells like bad decisions. Like, smells like Teen Spirit. This smells like bad decisions. That's what it is. So Jared, who are your favorite? Obviously, Scream is your favorite franchise, but like, what are some of the other
Sidney Prescott
characters that
actually
you
ain't
would
even
want to
in my
give shout
top
outs to?
5, honestly, of my favorite Final Girl.
Or are you a Scream fan?
love the first movie, and I love the fourth one.
Okay.
But I like it for other characters. I mean, I love Sydney too, but I like it for characters other than Sydney. Really, like.
Actually, I know who your favorite is. I know who your favorite Final Girl is. Are you gonna go in reverse order from like 5 to 1?
I'm gonna
or?
do my top 5 here.
All right, so go from 5 to 1. I know who your number 1 is. I want to guess.
At number
I'm trying to.
But go ahead and
number
go
5
first.
is actually Nancy Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Nancy as a character. I love the first iteration of Nancy in the first one, but I think part 3 is when Nancy's at her
Yes.
peak.
Oh my God.
Dream Warriors is
Dream
one
War-
of my favorites.
Yes. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off there, Jared, but you were actually the one I watched like Dream Warriors for the first time with again after not seeing it since I was a kid. And yes, best one out of all of them.
Absolutely phenomenal, for sure. Then, number 4 is Samara Weaving's character in Azrael. It came out last year, and she kicked so much ass in it. I can't remember the name of her character off the top of my head, because, like I said, I'm kind of bad with characters' names sometimes. It's either I call them by their character's name or I call them by their, the actor's name. There's never, like,
There
in
the
between,
actress
but she
playing
kicks
the
a lot of ass. I
character.
love
Yeah.
Samara Weaving.
That's how I am with John Cena. I just call him John Cena.
Okay, so the top 3 have flip-flopped, like, every once in a while. But number 3 is Ripley from Alien. I absolutely love the Alien franchise so much. It's phenomenal. And Ripley kicks so much ass in.
Forget that
Sci-fi
Alien
horror.
is like kind of a horror. I always consider Alien more of an action. I'm shocked. What was Alien on the
It
box
was number
office
2.
list?
It was number 2.
Okay, I was like, that had to be high because that's such a huge.
Yeah, I believe it was number 2. Number
Okay.
2 or number 3. I can't remember.
That makes sense to me because I'm like, that's such huge box office like series.
And another good shout was Rain from. She's not on my top 5 list, but she's one of my favorite final girls from last year, from 2024, from Alien Romulus. Rain kicked a lot of ass too. But number 2 is Erin from Your Next. For the longest time, she was my favorite final girl up until a movie that came out this year. Erin is absolutely phenomenal. I hate most final girls because they act so dumb. They run up the stairs and all that stuff. But no, she plays it smart. She just kicks a lot of ass. If you haven't watched Your Next, definitely do so. One of my favorite movies of all time. Erin's amazing. And who do you think my number 1 is?
I think I forget the name of the girl, but it's from Terrifier. I know you say
Sienna Shaw, bro. Terrifier 2, she's like arrived on the scene. She creeped into my top 5 after that. But in Terrifier 3, she smashed it out of the park. Just her emotional acting and everything, it makes you want to root for her. Unlike most of these other final girls that I want to see ripped apart, I want to see Sienna take it to Art, whoop his ass. She is so badass. She goes through so much, but still at the end of the film, she gets back up, still continues to fight, and I think that's what makes her the greatest final girl of all time.
I mean, I like Terrifier, so I haven't seen Terrifier 3. I've seen Terrifier 1 and 2. I haven't seen 3 yet. I need to watch it. So out of the movies...
With Terrifier 3, I gotta, I'm gonna talk to more of the audience for this. When Terrifier 3 releases on a streaming platform like Screambox, would you all want to see us, like... I've seen it before, but would you like to see me and these two, like, do maybe a live reaction on it? Or, like, film our reactions for a video on it?
I'm going to say that if you've listened to Jared talk about me and my likes and dislikes or heard me talk about it, I'm the most squeamish person here when it comes to gore. So, and I've streamed it on Twitch. I've streamed it on TikTok. Like, I've done all those avenues before where I react to movies people tell me to. And, yeah, this would be the one that, if you guys are interested.
I don't know, bro, because I get freak. Like, I love horror, but horror does not love me. So I don't know. I freak out. Like, I've only ever watched I watched 2 horror movies when I did reacts, and I refused to watch scary YouTube videos after I scared the hell out of myself one time. Did I ever tell you about this? So for Halloween one year, one of our fans sent us a link to like this, I don't know. It was like a creepy, like you got to follow along with the thing and take like these little quizzes, right? It would like ask you questions. You got to like look at the thing. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for jump scares, right? This whole time. And it's so quiet. Like it's just eerily like silent throughout this entire thing. So you're just reading all this like text and it's like, look at this, look at the deeper picture. And then like something creepy happens, but there's no like jump scares. And then at the very end, it's just like pitch black screen. And I'm freaking out because I'm literally like, if I can find the video, I'll bring it back because I'm losing it. I'm like getting up out of my chair. I'm like, all right, something's gonna happen. Like, where's the jump scare? I'm talking to myself more than anything just to keep myself from being freaked out when the jump scare happens, right? Because I'm just trying to do anything but focus on what's happening. Yeah, my dumbass had the video on mute. There was audio for the entire video, but I had it on mute, so I scared the hell out of myself waiting for something to jump out and scream at me because I thought it was just silent this whole time, and then something's gonna be like, or whatever. I scared myself more than the damn video would have scared me the whole time. No, I didn't rewatch it. I ain't doing none of that shit. What I said is, I'm never doing this again. I blamed everyone but myself, and I said I will never do this again. I hated everybody for making me do it. I hated that I allowed myself to do it. So yeah, if you want us to watch something scary,
you know what? We're gonna do it. I'm locking that in. Terrifier 3 comes to the streaming platform. It's gonna be a long video, but
so. I'm cool with that.
Not.
I don't think I'll get scared by that though. So you might be the most squeamish, but that's like stuff like Paranormal Activity, like the spiritual horror, that stuff. Even though I'm not like whatever, like it does creep me out because I'm like stuff you can't see and like that stuff's way creepier than like a dude in a clown suit. I absolutely believe a dude in a clown suit would go murder everybody. I think everybody wears a clown suit could do that now.
Nope.
I don't trust a person in a clown suit.
Nope. Stay out of my neighborhood.
No, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, no, I'm definitely down to watch it. I'm down to do more reacts.
That's
I
what I'm
mean, that
saying,
is my
like-
background. I wasn't a react person.
Just no
so I'm
anime.
always down for that. I just want to do so just in general in a different format, but like back on my secondary channel back in the day, I want to start doing some reacts. I know with you, Chris, maybe me and Jake are going to be doing some wrestling stuff going on. But I want to get back into watching my animes. And I was going to hit up Ian, too, and see if Ian wants to watch some of them with me. But just let us know, because I'd be down with that. What else do you guys want to talk about? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? We're at 33 minutes. We got about half hour.
Yeah, I have one more like kind of stuff I would like to talk about. I mean, you all might not be able to talk about this as much as I can. But, 2024 recently come to a close. That means 2025 is here. That means a new slate of horror movies. And it's already looking like an absolute stacked year. So I figured I'd just go over some of my most anticipated horror movies of the year.
Can I just say one, because I only know one, and I'm excited before you say it off the list? Well, I think they're making multiple. You can help me out with this. But the Wolfman movie. I like the Universal
That
Monsters.
comes out here in a couple
and
weeks.
I know they're coming out the Wolfman movie.
Weeks.
I saw a thing for it, and I was like, I want to check that out. So is there going to be a bunch more that are coming out this
Just
year?
Wolfman
Or what is
right now. They're waiting to see how it does.
Okay.
I'm not really that anticipated for that movie because it's Blumhouse, and it's a January horror release, and putting them combinations together normally spells disaster, you know?
But you're still gonna watch it, right?
But we shall see. Oh, yeah, I'll still...
I'm just stoked for it because it's Wolfman.
If you want to
so
see a
that's why I'm
Wolfman
so-
hug,
still be
just
in the
have
theaters
Jared
to
take
see
his
it.
shirt off, and bam, there we go.
Whoa! Whoa!
You're
seen
hairy.
that-
Okay,
I've
not.
seen that many times.
The only implication. Oh,
That's him howling.
He's
Leave him
only
Yeah, come
alone.
on now.
Okay? That was his howl. Man, the real Chris would
That's right. See? Told you guys. He's not the real Chris.
So what are you excited for? If you're not excited for that one, what are you excited for, Jade?
28 years later, it's a sequel to 28 weeks and 28 days and 28 weeks later. I have stayed away from the trailer, thankfully, but I love both of those movies, so super excited for it. I know what you...
Is it actually 28 years from the original?
No. The first one came out...
Because it's been a long time.
No, it was 2002 when the first one came out.
2002. So damn near close. Like they did it 23 years later. Like that's
Don't say that.
that's close.
Jared's like, I'm getting it. We've been old, brother, so welcome to the club.
Yeah. 2002. They should have just waited. They should have waited and actually had to be 28 years.
Don't say that.
I feel his happiness leaving his body.
I know what you did last summer. Reboot's coming out this summer.
Yo,
Super excited for
we still
that.
need to finish that series.
Jennifer Love Hewitt's coming back. Freddie Prinze Jr.'s coming back. Pretty much, it's like a legacy sequel. I know them are overdone, but still,
Nice.
more slashers, the better. What else is coming out? Clown in the Cornfield. Well, I was excited for it until I got banished from, the community. It's made by, like, a lot of the people that's on there had got that hyped up from reading the book, but I'm still gonna watch it because screw those guys. I'm excited for it. Final Destination's Bloodlines. Cannot wait for the new Final Destination. I absolutely love that franchise so much. Super excited
One
for
of
this.
the best. One of the best.
It's gonna rip. It's gonna go so hard. Another movie I'm not excited for, and doesn't need to be a sequel, but I'm still gonna watch it anyways. Black Phone is getting a sequel this
100%
year.
does not
Don't
need
understand
it does
why.
not need a sequel. Like, what is... Yeah, no.
I'm gonna be making my first theater trip, not this week, but next, to see the Peter Pan horror movie. Super excited for that.
I saw a thing for that. That looked kind of cool.
It looks
A Peter
pretty
Pan
good.
horror movie.
It looks creepy.
I'm very
It looks
intrigued.
creepy.
I haven't
It definitely
seen anything about it.
gives me
but
some
I
Phantom
love
of
the
the
Peter
Opera
Pan movies. I love
vibes.
Hook is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, that'd be really interesting.
Isn't it like Twisted Neverland
Yeah,
or
something
something
like
like
that.
that?
Really
Or
look
I
at the
forget what
story
it's
of Peter
Actually,
Pan. It's kind of horrific on its own.
called. So as an aside, I used to do stuff in college on like traditional folklore. A lot of the stories we read as kids, like they come from actually really
There's
creepy,
a
like
chick on
messed up
TikTok
stories.
who
So that's not that
like does
shocking.
this whole like fucking like breaks down nursery rhymes and stuff and the true meaning behind it, and it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like Pinocchio, Cinderella, all that stuff. Yeah. So what's crazy? So that was actually my major when I was an English major in college. I did like folklore.
no
and
wonder you're
fairy
such a
tales,
big
but,
D&D
anyway.
fan.
Sorry, Jared.
Dude, speaking of speaking of like folklore, I hate folklore, by the way. Not good.
I would consider Frogman folklore.
Yeah, but it was different. It was pretty good.
Because he's like a folklore and mythology. Like, he's a mythos.
I enjoyed that one, though. Also, at the end of the month, we're getting Companion. I am super excited for that. Jack Quaid's in it.
What is that about?
So, I seen a trailer when I went and watched Nosferatu. Shitty movie, by the way.
Really good movie.
So, it's about this girl who is... So it's about this girl. They start the trailer off, and this girl is like tied to a chair, right? Got handcuffs, tied to a chair, and I guess he kidnapped her, and then he sets her on fire. It's all kind of weird. I kind of wasn't watching the trailer because I don't like seeing trailers. You know what I mean? But I've heard it went around at Sundance Festival, and a lot of people praised it. But who knows? Movies that people praise are normally dog shit. Let's be completely honest.
Bro, I now envision Jared putting on like his drip god attire whenever like previews come out. He's
Drip
like,
God
no,
is
no,
the
no.
drip God. You don't want to meet the drip God, okay?
You know, he puts on the drip god stuff so he can't see or hear. He's like, no, no, no. Jared, I do want to bring something up. I'm excited to watch. It's not a 2025 thing. Is it a 2024 thing though? What are the creep tapes?
Oh,
I saw one thing on
The
TikTok
creep movies
and it
are
looks
some of the
super
yeah, I
best.
good.
love the creep movies.
The best movie. So you should. Creep
I
1
haven't
and
seen
2,
any of
absolutely
this.
phenomenal. Easily made like my top 10 of like horror movies of all time. Like they're just so and you'd like it. It's like found footage. Like that's the whole thing. It's like
So, can I tell you guys the part that I saw?
Sure.
as long as
I don't know if you guys
I
have seen
haven't
all
seen it.
this
I
or
already
whatever. Or...
I know what's gonna happen in it.
Well, it's all it is it's just a short thing
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
dude from I forget it, Mark Duplass or whatever, the dude from the League, but he's like talking to this guy who's filming it, and I guess he was like pretending to want to be an actor or something, because he's like doing all this stuff. He's talking about he's like holding an axe or whatever, and then he's like talks about, well, what if I'm not an actor? What
you
if I
sure
just
it's
wanted to
not
get you
Creep
out
one?
here
I
and
think that
whatever with an
was
axe, you know, and shit like that.
No, I
don't know
have
what it
heard that
was.
the creep tapes are pretty much just a movie, so my excitement level is not very high anymore. But I'm still gonna watch them.
I don't know. It was creepy as shit though, and I was like, he kept like mind screwing this dude like
That's what
over
he
and
does
over
in the
again.
movies,
the
too.
second
Like
one,
saying
though, Jared,
stuff like
oh my
that.
God.
I'm like, I would love this. I want to watch this. I definitely want to watch it. Just whatever it is, I want to watch it based off of what that is. I thought it said the creep tapes.
was
So.
like a
Is that a
six
show?
episode show, Jared? Is it 6?
Yeah,
On
on
Shudder,
Shudder.
yeah. But it's based off of
Oh, okay. Are the creep movies on
No,
Shudder too?
Netflix.
Or
that. They are so
Okay.
good. Like it's all like found footage, first person, like someone kind of doing like just this. I don't even want to describe it because I want you to experience it firsthand.
it just, from the little clip I saw there, it was literally like a 45-second clip. But I was like, this is dope. Like I'm into this. This is a style I would really enjoy. Plus, I think his
Mark
acting
Duplass
really
was
good,
amazing
so.
in the movies, and I can only assume it carries into the series too.
That's one of those things, though. I think it'll be a little hard for me at first because whenever I
never
see him,
watched
I just think of the League.
Like so.
I never have either.
Okay, because we were talking about this before. It's like when you see a certain character,
certain
sometimes you
characters,
can't
like,
suspend
when
your
you see or hear
disbelief
their
in something
voices,
else.
They fit certain things. Like
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy will always, be the donkey
Yeah.
from Shrek. Like even though he's done so.
no. That's a nice boulder. That's just a random line that I've stuck in my head from Shrek, just because he's like, "That's a nice boulder."
Bro, there's
He's showing him the swamp. All right, anyway, Jared, what else are you excited about?
Speaking of Netflix, we got a new Fear Street coming out this year. Super
Ooh.
excited for it. Did you ever watch the Fear Street movies?
I watched the
It gets
first
better.
one, and it was actually
gets better.
really good. And I never got into the rest of them, but the first one was
Everybody
pretty
was
good.
like, first one's great, second one's the best, third one sucks, and I'm like, okay, so I went into it no expectations, and then Jared even rewatching it was like the third one actually slapped. Like it was really, at least to me, I loved it. But I'm excited that there's a new movie.
Yeah, they're great.
I will say, I always grew up a horror fan. I was always like a really big horror fan, and because I was a reactor, I stopped watching a lot of stuff. And you have made me, Jared, start watching
become a
things
reactor.
again. So that's good.
Of the nuclear kind.
A movie
Oh my god.
that I think is going to be my Nosferatu of 2025. It's going to get all this hype, and I'm going to be just so disappointed, and it's going to be shit. It's going to be Del Toro's Frankenstein. We're getting that this year, and I am excited for it. I love Guillermo del Toro, or however
Guillermo
you
del
pronounce his
Toro.
name.
Didn't he remake
Guillermo?
Pinocchio
Yeah.
too? And like, I don't know. Like,
Is Guillermo del Toro? Is that just William the
Yeah.
Bull? Is Toro Bull? All right, cool. Just curious,
Also,
bro. This is just me. Okay, I'm sorry. ADHD is what it is. All right. So everybody listening to the podcast, welcome to my world. Okay.
we're also getting Horror Eyes this year, which I'm most likely going to be able to see early, because they did reach out last weekend. I'm excited for that. It's a slasher. It's a Valentine's Day slasher. I think it's going to be really good as well.
Are we gonna do an episode around Valentine's
Yes.
Day for that type of stuff?
oh yeah.
I don't know any like Valentine's horror specifically,
There's a
but
handful
that's why I'm
for
asking:
sure.
is
I
there
know,
enough for us
at
to
least
have like
2?
content for
I know. I just know that
something we can throw on to other
Yeah.
stuff we're talking about, like we did with this? We just kind of
for sure.
cool.
We have some other sequels coming out next year. Hell House LLC Lineage. It's not going to be found footage, so I am excited for that. Megan 2, FNAF 2. We're supposed to get.
I want to watch the first one. I haven't seen the
What,
first
FNAF?
one. Was the first one
What?
good? Five Nights at Freddy's.
It wasn't
Yeah.
for me. What's his face? Matthew Lillard did a great
Yeah, he
job
was-
in it. He kind of saved the film for me.
I thought it was decent.
We're
I
supposed
didn't
to-
think it was like over the moon great or anything, but
We're supposed to get a TV show too, a FNAF, a spin-off of it coming either the end of the
I
year
know,
or next
like-
I'm
year.
shocked we haven't
I
had one of those already.
100% would
I'm shocked
expect
that it
that
hasn't
would have
already
already
been a
been a
thing.
TV show.
Yeah, Peacock's producing it. Like it should be to be out probably early next year. Actually,
Anything else you're
we're
excited
getting,
for?
like a bunch of the Winnie the Pooh Pooniverse stuff this year. Like we're getting Bambi, we're getting Pinocchio. Why are you laughing?
Universe.
That's what it's called. It's called. At the end
Pooniverse.
of the year, we are getting.
I would feel like that's a different
We're getting a
website.
Pooniverse Monsters Assemble, and it's supposed to have all these horror movie people in it, like the Peter Pan, Bambi, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's gonna be good. I'm excited for
So
it.
it's Cabin in the Woods for characters
watch
that
Cabin
have
in the
gone
Woods.
into public
Pretty
domain.
much.
Cabin in the Woods is dope. I actually really like
It
that
is.
movie.
We're getting a new Predator movie this year, which I'm excited for. I love the Predator franchise.
I meant to mention this when you talked about Alien. Never seen Alien, never seen Predator, never seen any of that stuff.
Really, it's phenomenal, especially Alien.
Huh.
Screamboat with David Howard Thornton's coming out. It's going to be hopefully a good, like Mickey Mouse horror movie. I'm excited for it. We're getting the Popeye movie
Because
too.
the first one was Mousetrap. That was like your
That
least
was
favorite,
my
right?
least favorite of the year. No, Nosferatu wasn't my least favorite. Thanksgiving 2 comes out this year. Super excited for that as well. And then obviously we get a new VHS every year. It's not been confirmed, but I love the VHS franchise, so I'm excited for that. Until Dawn is probably my most anticipated of 2025. We're getting an Until Dawn adaptation this year. It's supposed to release sometime in April.
Off the
Off
video
the
game?
video game, yeah.
Super
Super,
good
super
game, too.
excited for it.
Oh, okay.
It's got such a good cast in it as well. I'm excited for it.
Is Rami Malek
getting-
gonna play the same part that he played in the game?
I believe so.
Because
I
they had a
believe
lot
so.
of the actors.
And-
It was kind of like the Quarry, where the actors who played the voices looked like themselves, you know. So that would be interesting.
And then on Christmas Day, my butt will be in the theater to watch a Jack Black and Paul Rudd Anaconda movie.
My butt will be sitting at
Okay.
home
But-
because it's an Anaconda
That
movie.
that sounds that sounds horrible and
Yeah,
good.
just wait though. Let me tell you the plot.
It sounds
of this.
like one of those movies that's gonna be so bad it's gonna
It
be
takes
good.
place in the Anaconda universe. They're going to, so the first Anaconda is like
Anaconda, I can't get over that.
it is like canon in this movie. They're going to remake the first Anaconda movie like in the movie. Like it's going to be insane. It's going to really probably piss me off. If I'm not canceled by if I didn't get canceled doing my Nosferatu review, whenever I see that and they make fun of one of the greatest movies of all time, I'm going to be extremely mad.
All I have to say, my most movie I'm most excited for this year coming out is also a Jack Black movie.
Minecraft?
I don't know if you know Minecraft. I'm so
Oh,
excited
dude, it's
for
going to
it.
be so bad.
I'm so excited
It's gonna
for
be
You
it.
so
don't like those kind of
I'm
movies,
so-
though, Jared. That's
that
why.
makes
You're
it better.
Strictly
That makes it
horror
better.
and raunchy comedy.
Bro, okay, horror movies are the same way.
Also, this
The
is
worse it is, the
this
better.
is
I do love
not
terrible horror movies.
movie
Horror's the
related
same way.
or conspiracy related. But I need to get this
Neither
out.
was
But
Minecraft.
Jared, last night when I was filming wrestling, because I do that as a side hobby, one of the tag teams that was from like another company, their theme song was the Blue Mountain State theme song. It was. I heard
Heck
that.
yeah, bro.
Give me a help. Give me a
Dude, that's so
gun. I was like,
badass.
Jared, where is he?
Side note, speaking of things that you guys watched that I have no idea what you're talking about, that one movie is coming out, Karate Kid,
Karate
something
Kid Legends.
with Jackie
I'm
Chan
excited
and
for it. I don't care. I'm excited for it. I did watch the trailer on it. I am excited
So
for that
I
one.
watched a little bit of the trailer. Cobra Kai.
Crispy
baby.
shirt
Look,
is Cobra
okay,
Kai, is it not? That's what I thought. Never seen
This
Cobra
is
Kai. I just
nothing
thought
to
that
do
that was a
with
Cobra
It's the
Kai
greatest
shirt.
TV show
It
of all
really
time.
is. Okay, I'm a big Karate Kid fan. I'm talking the first three though. Next Karate Kid is ass, and then the Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith Karate Kid was an abomination. It should have never been made. It shouldn't exist in this world. I won't rewatch it ever again. It was horrible. Besides the point, Cobra Kai, phenomenal.
Will you not
I'm
rewatch
not
it, Crispy?
rewatching that movie ever. No.
Did you never know we could have a draft coming up?
I know
Eventually down the road.
The draft is for movies we haven't seen. So boom. Anyways, Cobra Kai was phenomenal, but that dealt with the first three movies. You know what I mean? Like, cool. Now they're bringing Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith back, and I don't know why, but I saw a little bit of the trailer. I'm intrigued in the story on how everything links together, but I don't know.
I'm only going to watch it because the pusso's in it. If he wasn't in it, I wouldn't watch it.
So we're ending off a non-horror, non-whatever, as we normally do. We get off and other stuff. But we kind of just go with where it goes here on Scaranoia.
The conspiracy.
Chris, whoever you are.
The conspiracy is what not
We're
a
glad to have you.
conspiracy and horror podcast.
Conspiracy is our
That's true.
podcast is
It's
trash.
a conspiracy. I'm still wondering who this person
Exactly.
is. Pretending to be Crispy.
I think there's a puppet master behind him.
The other me.
That's true.
Yeah.
But-
And honestly, I'm just happy to be here. That's all I have to say.
That's how I know it's not you. Okay, but thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week with, who knows, whatever we decide to talk about at that time, because that's what we do. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us know what you thought in the comments. I'm Hugz, that's Jared, that's Chris, and you watched this until this point because you're hearing this. We'll see you next week. What is that? I knew that wasn't you. I knew.